So we come to number 2 of the 18 form qigong sequence part, called the basic names at the moment, opening out the chest, and that is exactly what it is. Nice simple names at the moment before they go more far out. But it's 3 forms together. So I've got the 8 brocades, which we've done. So this is the first 2 of the next 18. So it's 10. Okay, 10 of the whole 35, because there's a 9 form at the end of the 18. But again, that doesn't really matter. You can either do these in sequence, as I've put them, or you can do them separately, because we go a lot into the breathing, the most important part, really, the movement you can pick up and play with any way you like. And that's all it is, really, mind candy. It's just movement. That's all it is. So don't get too caught up in it. There's so many different forms of qigong or qigong, whatever you like to call it. And again, you know, it's movement at the end of the day. Obviously, there's specific meridians. It's benefiting within the forms. Again, you know, there are like bending, where generally there's quite a lot of common ones, like bending ones will help the kidneys, generally go down the urinary bladder tract. Again, a lot of the opening out the chest ones will hit all the organs in the chest, etc. Heart, lungs, pericardium, like this one will. But again, you can, you know, what you focus on, you move towards. If you put your mind on a focus and you know the meridian or whatever, or know the organ, you know, and you want to do that, do that. There's nothing set in stone with these. People get so set in the form, that's the only way to do it. You know, and I know there's years of tradition, but again, it is movement. And again, you can focus on anything you like. You know, it could be what you actually focus on, you move towards. So if you're focusing on a meridian or an organ, you know, then you will go to that as you're doing it. I digress a bit there, but again, someone will agree that. But again, you do see sometimes different qigong postures that say different things, different organs, etc. So, you know, that just tells you if you put your focus on something, it will happen. It's a bit like a placebo effect. But anyway, I digress there. So again, nice, simple one. As with a lot of the sort of really good qigong postures, they open out the chest. And again, anything that opens out the chest, as the move says, is good, because we spend a lot of time compressed against gravity. So again, that's going to help us breathe properly, etc. So let's go straight in. We're going down the yogic Pilates and hypnotherapy path with the breath. Bit of a mixture of breath. Again, it is just breath, synchronized motion, so don't get too caught up in it. So again, let's go in with the breath. So zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, take the navels towards the spine. Now that's bringing in the Pilates principles of throwing on that corset, that powerhouse, that girdle of strength, 3 layers deep, just all segmentally stabilising the spine, the transverse abdominis. Okay, now again, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals. If you want to know where your pelvic floor is, get the 2 thumbs together, go from the B line, bikini line, belt line, or whatever you want to call that, and then meet here. And that's where the corset muscle, the transverse abdominis, 3 layers deep, and the pelvic floor meet. Okay, the transverse abdominis wrapping around your spine, 3 layers deep. They link on like cling film. Okay, so again, if you go around this B line again, thumbs come round from the hips, and if you cough or sneeze, everything comes in. So again, from here, again, as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, one won't go without the other. And as with that cough and sneeze, you can feel everything come in towards the spine. Again, it's good to know that. Sometimes it's a bit like an amnesia. If you don't know these muscles are there, you can't use them in the correct fashion. If you know they're there, you can use them in the correct fashion. Okay, just like the 3 layers of abdominals. Again, you know, you've got the corset, the deepest one. And again, think of a little ripcord on your belly button, pulling in towards the spine. Now again, let's go in with the breathing. We're breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. So you're sort of blowing out a candle through pursed lips. Now that's lateral thoracic breathing. That will naturally help you breathe into these fish gills, 3D style, organ deep, cell deep, even bone marrow deep, into these lower lobes of lungs, intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. As though someone's opening an umbrella inside your rib cage and letting go, or someone's just pushing out from inside your ribs and letting go. Just adding width to the lungs and length to that out breath. You can imagine you're breathing to a scarf wrapping round your ribs, and you breathe into that scarf wide and full. Lovely. Now again, that will naturally happen as you breathe into them fish gills because there's nowhere else to the breath to go. Unlike the traditional form, we're zipping up and scooping out your abdominals, so that breath goes in low and deep into these lower lobes of lungs, intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Breathing through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. I mean, that exhale will work like a cough or a sneeze, help you gather in, zip up and scoop out your abdominals. Now, we're going to change that, go a little bit more down the yogic path, close the mouth. We're going to breathe in for the nose and out for the nose. As you still zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, that becomes more similar to some versions of the yogic breath. There's lots of different versions, but the smaller filter for the nose in your asana will help lengthen the whole will cycle of the breath. Okay, so that really helps with your asanas, etc. And again, we'll in these movements, these qigong movements we're going to do. Now, that whole will cycle, as you do that right now, as you're zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals, same deal, will lengthen, but you will naturally feel right now that out breath wants to lengthen longer than the in breath. Okay, so just simply allow that to happen without even trying or try not to try. And as you allow that out breath to lengthen longer than the in breath, okay, you'll consciously take your mind to that out breath and lengthen it, quadruple it, double it, triple it, whatever you like the out breath, make it longer than the in breath. Rather than the breath breathe you, you're going to breathe the breath. Okay, you're going to consciously take your mind to that out breath, the breath within the breath, that elongated out breath. Really lengthen that out breath within your limits. Don't force anything. Okay. And as you do that, as you allow that simplicity to relax the mind, okay, that will help the subconscious part of the mind come into play. Okay, so the in-breath's conscious thought, the out-breath is subconscious thought. So by extending the out-breath longer than the in-breath, we're just encouraging sleep, digestion, rest, and relaxation to all be benefited. Even cellular communication, organ function, the process of elimination and assimilation within the body, that health and renewal, all being benefited. That lovely chemical cascade to relaxation is really felt as you elongate the out-breath longer than the in-breath. Not force anything. Again, that comes a little bit more sort of hypnotic in the hypnotherapy way. Everyone's count will be different. Very similar to 7-11 breathing, or 5 and 10. In for 5, out for 10. We're not counting, but again, that will naturally be happening. Everyone's count will be different. Just elongate the out-breath longer than the in-breath. It can be slightly longer or a lot longer. Quadruple it, double it, triple it. And simply allow that simplicity to relax the mind. Safe in the knowledge. That's doing all its internal housekeeping of the body, okay, and benefiting you on a cellular level as that manifests. Every single organ, cell, sinew of the body, allowing that relaxation just to soak in like ink through blotting paper into every single organ, cell, sinew of the body. Just feeling them restful relaxation responses and endless streams of comfort on that lovely elongated out breath. Lovely. So we're going to link this, we're going to calibrate and synchronise the breath for the motion, integrate the breath for the movement. So we're going to come a really simple one to start off with. Again, stand, soft knees, shoulders down. Again, not going too much in the movement here, but again, we've got that breath going. Now, actually, if you do want to take it on further, I just remembered, if you want to take it on further to more advanced yogic breath, you can go to Ujjayi breath. Now, Ujjayi breath sounds like this. You grip at your esophagus, you breathe in, and you exhale. So you'll feel that lovely raspy, silky sound from the back of the throat. That ujjayi breath, victorious breath in Sanskrit. Okay, seashore breathing. It's like breathing through the nose. You should grip at the esophagus. Watch the shoulders though. We want to come up on that ujjayi breath. And as you exhale, it's like going with the mouth shut. Okay, and that'll even further lengthen the out breath. Now you're breathing in and out through the nose. Okay, that smaller filter through the nose, but you're also elongating the out breath with that grip at the esophagus. Okay, and that will stimulate the thyroid gland, which helps with weight control, etc. Helps us build the heat in the body, helps us fan the fire, to burn all the toxins in the body. Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. That gives the mind something to focus on within the form. Okay, so the natural focusing breath we do when trying to do fine motor skills, etc. in everyday life. We have a little sigh, but again, we're overemphasizing that. So that really gives that mind something to focus on. As you become aware of the sound of the breath, the feel of the breath, no matter what breath you're doing. If you can't get this, don't worry. Then just stick to the breathing we're doing. If you get the ujjayi breath with it, great. As that weaves a tapestry of relaxation. Be aware of the sound of the breath, the feel of the breath. Lovely. You know, sort of Darth Vader breath there. That lovely silky whistling sound from the back of the throat. We're going to link it to the really basic motion. Shoulders down. Remember, 90% of us are overactive in these upper traps. Hands are moving like seaweed on the bottom of the seabed. Breathing in and exhaling. Just sort of squeezing a big accordion. As you open out the chest, be loose with the hands. Heart, lungs, pericardium. Again, if you're being static, nice and soft on the knees. Zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, navel towards the spine. Again, if you want to add a little bit of instability, then all you're going to do is kick, sort of like a back cat stance here. Again, you can just take the leg back, breathe in and exhale. And then come back, take the other leg back, partially empty it and come back. If you want to take it on a little bit further, you nearly sort of come to a warrior. So again, over Bhadrasana. So again, you can empty the back leg, gathering against the instability, navel towards the spine, breathing in and exhaling. Shoulders down, okay? Breathing in and exhaling. If you want to come up further, you can come up further. Exploit the range, speed and tempo to suit you. Manage unique to you. Breathing in and exhaling for as long as you like. If you get there before, put the foot down and carry on that elongated out breath. You stop the movement, carry on that elongated out breath to get them parasympathetic nervous system responses. Breathing in here or really empty it and come back. Again, if you want to come higher, you can come higher. You could be here, you know, really coming up higher. Gather in. If you're going to put that leg down, put it down and carry on the out breath. If you can match the breath to the movement, then great. Nothing set in stone. But again, just elongate the out breath for as long as you like and start again, okay? Again, nothing set in stone. Everyone will do these slightly different. Make them unique to you, okay? Your union of your mind and body. So you've got Painting the Rainbow next. That was number 10 of the whole 35, but number 2 of the 18 form qigong sequence added onto 8 brocades. But Painting the Rainbow next. Bang.